Welcome back everyone. Today's session we are going to see introduction to linear equations in two variables. We are going to see what is a linear equation, why study linear equations, do we use it anywhere in our day-to-day life. So we are going to answer to some of your questions, some of your doubts. So yesterday we have done an activity. There was a puzzle in which you found some linear equations like x plus 10 is equal to minus 14, equation in y minus 2 is equal to minus 1 by 2. So all those things which I gave you yesterday in the puzzle, in those all equations you might have seen the power of that was 1, the highest power, or I can say the degree of the equation was 1. So equations whose degree is 1 are called linear equations. Got it everyone? Equations whose degree is 1 are called linear equations. So the equation can be in one variable, it can be in two variable. Okay, in one variable equation, if it can be x plus 2 is equal to 0, this is a linear equation. Because why it's a linear equation? Because the degree is 1. It can be in two variables, x plus y is equal to 5. These are two variables, and the degree is nothing but the highest power. We have done this in polynomials chapter also. So highest power of this is 1. So this is also linear equation in two variables. We can have linear equation in three variables also, x plus y minus z. You will study about this linear equation in three variables in your higher studies. So generally linear equation is an equation whose degree is 1, and these are called variables x, y and z, which I am using. X, y and z, these are called variables, and this 2 and this 5, they are called constants. Got it everyone? Okay, now let's see why we should study linear equations. Do we use it anywhere in our day-to-day life? Let's take one example and let's see how many solutions a linear equation has. Okay, with an example, suppose your friend purchased a mobile and a headphone. Your friend purchased a mobile and a headphone, and he said you the total cost of the both. He didn't say you the cost of mobile separately or the cost of the headphone separately, but he said you the total cost of both. He said you that the total cost of both was 10,000, 10k. Okay, now you will be wondering, okay, what might be the cost of a mobile, or what would be the cost of a headphone? So we can make a linear equation. We make a linear equation in our mind itself. We'll suppose, let the cost of mobile be x. We'll suppose that the cost of mobile is x plus, and the cost of the headphone is y. Okay, so cost of mobile and the cost of headphone, these both are equal to 10,000. So we'll take them as two variables which can be changed, because we don't know what is the cost of mobile or what is the cost of the headphones. So we suppose them as two variables. Now suppose your friend says you later on that the cost of mobile was 9,000. 9k is nothing but 9,000. So what is the cost of headphone then? You can easily find 9000 is the cost of mobile. So this calculation you do in your mind, that y will be equal to 10,000 minus 9,000. You transpose it and it will be 1000, isn't it? This calculation you do in your mind itself. So when your friend says you the cost of one, that is mobile phone, you can guess what is the cost of headphones. Or if your friend says you the cost of headphone, then you can guess what is the cost of mobile phone. These all calculations, do we do this in our day-to-day life or not? Yes, we do it. Okay, now suppose I'll make a table now for this. I'll make a simple table for this. Let's see how many solutions do we have for it. This is your x and this is your y. Suppose you have, just now I said your friend says the cost of mobile, x is what? X is for mobile, cost of mobile, and y is the cost of headphone. Your friend says cost of mobile is 9000, so you got the cost of the headphone, that is 1000. Suppose your friend says no, cost of mobile was of 7000, then you say that yeah, so your headphones are of 3000. Like this, how many solutions you can make? Your friend says the cost of mobile is, or your friend says the cost of mobile is say 500 rupees. Yes, 500 rupees. Then you can say the cost of mobile is 9500. Yes, you say this or not? Or suppose your friend says the cost of mobile is 10,000, then what is the cost of headphone? Just imagine. So cost of headphones is 0. Is it possible? Cost of mobile is 10,000. So what will be the cost of headphones? It will be 0. That is, the headphones are free on mobile. Okay. So like this, how many solutions we can make? I made 9,1, 7,3, 10,0, and so on. I can make infinite solutions like this. So this is a linear equation in two variables. How many variables are there in this? There are two variables in this, and x and y are variables here, and 10 is constant. Okay, x and y can be changed. You can check, x is 9 here, then y is 1, 7, 3, 10, 0, so on. If x is 5, then y will be 5. If x is 4, y is 6. It goes on. Okay, this is never ending. It can be in decimals also. Suppose the cost of mobile was 9999. Suppose you have, if the cost of mobile is strip 9999, then what would be the cost of headphones? Yes, it will be 1 rupee. Okay, they give different offers. The showrooms, the companies, they give different offers to make it more interesting, the more attractive offers. So finally we got an equation in two variables. Okay, and we also saw that linear equation in two variables can have infinite solutions. Now this is for mobile and headphone, so don't think it is used only for mobile and headphone. It can be used for any purpose. Okay, whatever you purchase, okay, you apply this linear equations rule there. Whether you purchase a bat and a ball, or you purchase a pen and a book, or you purchase a jeans and a t-shirt, whatever it may be, that doesn't matter. We use linear equations in our day-to-day life. Okay, so linear equations, we'll just have a look at definition of linear equation. Linear equation in two variables. So equations of the form ax plus by plus c. You can see here ax plus by plus c. Our equation was x plus y is equal to 10,000 or whatever it was. So this has two variables x and y, and this 10 is what? Constant. If I bring it to the left, so equations of this form are called linear equations in two variables. And a, b, c are real numbers. There will be some numbers always where a, b are not both 0, so a and b should not be 0 in that. Okay, means I cannot write 0 x. Okay, so you can have a look at this 2x plus 3y minus 9. There is one equation given. Like this we can have infinite number of equations. Another point, you can see there are infinitely many solutions for linear equation in two variables. Okay, as I said you, in the case of headphones and the mobile which your friend purchased, we can find infinite solutions. Okay, for every linear equation in two variables. Next, if you draw the graph of linear equation, how can we draw the graph of linear equation in two variables? Yes, we can even draw the graph of linear equation. These values, okay, these values which we got just now, these values can be taken on x-axis and y-axis, and we can even draw the graph for this. Okay, suppose if 9, 1 is somewhere here, 7, 3 is somewhere here, and 10, 0 is somewhere here. Okay, 10, 0 somewhere here, I'll say. Okay, so you can draw a line for this. This is just rough graph I'm showing you. We are going to do the graph, so just remember this concept of graph. When you draw the graph, when you have to draw the graph for any equation, you must find at least 3 solutions of the equations like this. You can find any solution, that doesn't matter. Okay, you can find any 3 solutions and plot them on the graph, x-axis and y-axis. Then you can draw a line. So just I'm showing you roughly, we get a straight line for a linear equation in two variables. When you draw the graph, you get a straight line. We'll see how to draw the graphs. So these are a few definitions which you have to copy in your classwork. Next, let's begin with the exercise question now. In exercise 4.1, you can see question number 1. In question number 1, he is saying the cost of a notebook is twice the cost of a pen. You have framed like these equations, like these conversions you have done in lower classes. The cost of a notebook is twice the cost of a pen. We have tried a linear equation in two variables to represent this statement. So we'll suppose let the cost of a book be x and the cost of a pen be y. Just now I gave you the example of a book and a pen. So the cost of a book is x and the cost of a pen is y. I have taken two variables. Now he is telling cost of a notebook is twice the cost of a pen. Okay, so I'll write according to the condition, cost of a notebook is 2 times of cost of pen. So that will be x will be equal to 2y. Got it? X is equal to 2y. And this is not in the standard form. Standard form, when you want to convert any equation in standard form, it should be written in this form. You should have equal to 0 on the right side. Okay, we should have x, y, then constant, then equal to 0. So this is not the standard form of equation. Okay, so we'll bring this 2y to the left. It becomes x minus 2y is equal to 0. So this is the linear equation in two variables. Okay, here constant term is missing, you can see. Okay, from this ax plus by plus c, there are 3 terms. So but we have only x term here, we have y term, but this constant term is missing here. This is possible. Okay, one of the term can be missing also. So c value will be 0 in this. Okay, let's have a look at some more questions. In the second question of exercise 4.1, he is asking express the following equations in the form of ax plus by plus c, that is standard form, and indicate values of a, b, c in each case. So I said you a, b, c will be some real numbers. So the question number 1, you can see here in question number 1 it's given 2x plus 3y is equal to 9.35 bar. So we have to write it in standard form. It's very simple. Just when you are writing an equation in standard form, you should see that there should be equal to 0 on right hand side. So there is no 0 here, you don't have a 0 here, so I'll make it 0. How to make it 0? We will bring this 9.35 to the left. Okay, we'll bring this to left, so it becomes minus 9.35, and we'll compare it with the equation. What is our general form? We'll compare it with that. So in place of a, now here this minus 9.35 you can write plus minus 9.35 because we have plus in our equation. Okay, or you can directly take c value as negative. Okay, so what is a here? A is coefficient of x. What is coefficient of x? 2. So a is 2. B is coefficient of y, that is 3, and c is a constant. Okay, that is minus 9.35. So it will be minus 9.35. You should take the same sign. Okay, if it is negative, you should take negative. If it is positive, you should take it positive. Next one, there is one more equation here. This is also a linear equation in 2 variables. You can check there are 2 variables and both have the power 1. Okay, so here you can see comparing this with, this is already in the standard form, comparing it with the general form or the standard form. A is 1, b is minus 1.5, and c is minus 10. Write all the values. Okay, nothing complicated. So you have to find the coefficients and write it in standard form and find the coefficients. Now is the third one in standard form? No. In third one 6 should be brought to the left, so 6 become minus 6. Then compare it with the standard form ax plus by plus c. So if you compare, you will get a as minus 2. Yeah, a will be minus 2, coefficient of x, b will be 3, and c will be minus 6. You can check here. Okay, then this one, now in this there are only 2 terms, x and y. The constant term is missing, the c is missing here. Okay, so x is equal to 3y, so we'll make right hand side as 0. So always remember to make convert an equation in standard form, you should take all the terms to the left. So 3y comes to the left, it becomes minus 3y, and here constant term is not there, so you can take 0 for your understanding because there is no constant term. So what is a value? Coefficient of x, that is 1, b is coefficient of y, that is minus 3, and c is missing, there is no constant, so c is 0. Okay, let's proceed with the next quickly. This is also not in the standard form, so we brought 5y to the left and it became like this, and we found a, b, c values. Here you see 3x plus 2, this is also a linear equation. I can write this, this is in one variable, I can write this as 2 variable also. Okay, 3x plus 0y will write what? 0y plus 2 is equal to 0. So you can see 3x plus 0y plus 2, this is now in 2 variables. So linear equation in one variable can be written in the form of linear equation in 2 variables. Okay, that's very simple. We can just add 0y in that, whatever term is missing we can add it as 0, because when you add 0 there is no change in the equation. So a is 3, b, because y was missing, b is 0, and c is 2, constant is 2. Okay, So linear equation in one variable can be written as linear equation in two variables like this. Remember it. Next, let's see the last two bits. Y minus 2 here. What is missing? X is missing. So we wrote 0x. You can check here. We wrote 0x plus y minus 2. Now what is a value in this? A is 0, coefficient of x. B is 1, coefficient of y, and c is minus 2, negative because there is a negative sign. Then phi equal to 2x, so we took 2x to the left and it became minus 2x. Okay, and here also we have only one variable, that is x. Y is missing, so minus 2x plus 0y will write, because there is no change when you add 0 to something. So minus 2x plus 0y plus 5. This is our equation. Comparing it with the standard form again, a is minus 2, b is 0, and c is 5. So this way we have to do, we have to convert equations in standard form. Hope it's clear to you all. This was the basics of linear equations. So you have seen, you have answered to all the questions like what is the linear equation, why we study, because we use it, and where do we use it. We have seen some examples. Okay, examples are endless. There are infinite examples I can give you. There is no end to the examples. And I also said you about the graph. So we are going to see the graphs in the upcoming sessions, how to draw the graphs. But just remember one thing, to draw the graph we have to find solutions. These are called solutions of the equation. What was our equation? X plus y is equal to 10,000. Okay, it can be x plus y equal to 20,000, 30,000 also. Okay, it depends on the mobile which you are purchasing. So we will see the graphs in the upcoming sessions. Hope this concept is clear to you all. Thank you.